Hey there, you're listening to the Purple Stories podcast with Jeff and Rasheen.
All right. Welcome to episode
1.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Hey, you guys gotta bear with us. This is our first one, so you might see some mess ups. Whatever.
Fine.
That's fine. That's why we business owners. We grow. We grow and stuff like that. Once again, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Rasheen.
And this is the Purple Stories podcast. And our first question that we're going to do this every episode, because I think it's, key and essential to, just icebreakers, right? So, Rasheen, what song are you vibing to right now?
Well, I really like this new artist named Priya Raghu. I'm hopefully not mispronouncing her name, but she has a song called Leaf High. And it's R&B, a little cultural, it just sounds really good. It's a vibe. So Priya, yes.
Priya, if you can spell that without us, because I can't spell it.
Google it.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. So we just want to start off with that and stuff like that. But for this episode, so we want to talk about our love story.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What
music are you vibing to? You didn't even answer the question.
What music?
Or what song?
So last night, staying up all night, planning and thinking of this podcast, right? So Foxy Brown and Blackstreet, Get You Home. I just, I had my headphones on and I'm just I'm just jamming. I don't know. It's just, it's timeless when, you hear of a jam and then, it just takes you back to trying to remember, what you were doing at that time and stuff like that, right? What was that? Flip up phones. The music videos was all slow motion.
Were a big deal. If the video was terrible, all of a sudden the song wasn't all that anymore.
Yeah. Slow motion, New York. Panning of cameras and stuff around Mercedes Benzes.
Probably some rain in the video.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So that was what my song that I was vibing to last night. But we definitely want to know what you guys vibe to. So that will be amazing. But okay, so do we want to kick off the first topic?
Yes.
All right. So since this is the first episode, we want to start with origin, right? We want to start with our love story, how we met and all that good stuff.
Say it like that.
Because it's 85 years ago?
I think 90.
90 years ago, yeah. It feels like that when you have kids. And I think, people can relate to that. But we met in 2004.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
right.
We've been married for 11 years. We met in 2004.
Yeah. I had to fact check myself, make sure I don't get in trouble or, live or on the recording and stuff like that. But it's just, you want me to go first or you want to tell the story?
I like your version because it's so different from mine.
It's so different?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You don't have to go into too much detail.
No, we're not. Nah.
Because these people have things to do, so...
All right. So I was at a friend's house, and, I was extra cool back in those days. I was extra cool. I had my Coogi sweater, Coogi sweater and stuff like that. And that I used to wear. And, I had, at that time, my medallion, that was the time where people were wearing, it was cool to wear the long chains and then a medallion. So, it was cubic zirconia, but I was telling people it was diamonds, because that's what you got to do, right? You got to fake it till you make it. So,
Where'd you pick that up? At the mall in one of those
Beltway Plaza.
One of those boots in the middle of the mall?
Yeah, it was shining. The evaluation was when you walk outside, does it bling bling? And that's what Cash Money said. If it bling bling, it bling bling.
Okay.
So, that's what happened. So, but that's what I had, I was in the basement and stuff like that. And, a friend of a friend, knew Rasheen and stuff like that. So we met at the friend's house. Right.
Yep.
And, I was trying to be cool, looking at a world famous show.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just get to the point. You're taking too long. Okay. So I walk in looking fly. Okay. So fly. And I said, hello, I'm trying to be polite. this guy just looks at me like, hey, like it's a regular day. It's not a regular
I mean, I'm too
day
cool.
meeting
I'm
me.
cool.
Hello?
You know?
No. So, and I look, I'm like, what is he watching on this television? Like, it was Laguna Beach, my show, first of all, back in the day, but I know he didn't watch no Laguna Beach on MTV. So
With a Coogee sweater.
right, with a medallion, and you're not even excited to see me, like something's going on. So yeah.
I mean, you know, but like, you know, we've just built a chemistry since then and stuff like that. But okay, fast forward, we hung out, and you know, I kind of over time just learned that, you know, you were a writer, right? Like, and in our relationship and through just, you know, dating and you know, before kids and stuff like that, we collaborated on a venture called the District Insider, and that was, you know, people know Purple People Media, but we're gonna give you guys a real origin of, like, you know, how we got where we at right now. And do you want to speak a little bit of the District Insider?
So the District Insider is something that I came up with many years ago, and it came to life because me and my friends, we would always try to figure out what to do on the weekend. We never knew what to do, where to go, and back in the day, like, there was internet, but couldn't really find a lot of stuff on the internet about parties and like festivals, and so I would always pick up the newspaper, dig through like the event section, and like email all my friends like, hey, these are like the cool things that I pulled from the newspaper or from a magazine, and then we would decide what to do and we would go. So eventually this newsletter email that I created grew. My friends were adding their friends, they were forwarding it to their friends, and they're like, you need to make a website or something. Like, it's too much. It became so much information in this newsletter email that I decided to throw it on Twitter. And then from Twitter, I threw it on Tumblr. And then from Tumblr, once my husband started seeing how big it was getting, he's like, we definitely need a .com. Like, this is getting big. I was getting invited to events. I was being invited to talk about events on my Twitter page, or just to blast about events before they happen. I was going to so many events. It was so much fun, but my husband helped me put a brand to it. He helped give it a facelift, I guess you would say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the branding was what was necessary, and he really helped me there. And he was my photographer, essentially. So every event I went to, I had my hubby photographer with me.
Boyfriend at that time.
Yeah, well,
Boo-boo.
I had him with me taking pictures, and they thought like I was this real media production. Like, I would always produce pictures and videos after events. I would have the coolest recaps. They were very fresh and crisp and clear, and it was just like, wow, you have this production team behind you helping you, you know, film these events. And yeah, it was my husband, and from there birthed Purple People Media.
Yeah, and that's the thing that, you know, we want to, for each one of these episodes, we want to inspire people of like trial and error, lessons learned, right? So like one thing that she mentioned is me being a photographer at that given time, it was $0.
Yes.
Right? Because we were trying to grow something. We were trying to grow a brand that people loved. And
we wanted to be the go-to spot for events. We wanted, you know, not just professionals, but families to be able to go to this website and see a curated list of what was hot in the DC area, what was going on. Like, was there a festival? Was there a parade? You know, was Rick Ross going to be at the club? Like, I wanted to be that kind of spot for everyone to hit up before they made plans for the weekend. Yeah,
it was important. And it gave me the ability to, you know, my love, and you guys, you know, we got Purple Tech reviews coming soon and stuff like that, but like my addiction to cameras and tech, right? So it just gave me a platform to go out on dates, but be creative and take pictures of my wife, my girlfriend at that time, but to highlight her, right? And be able to say, okay, how can we turn around all of this content and the writing for a publication, an article to be sent out to different media companies and stuff like that. And at that given time, we're not getting paid anything, but we're having fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know,
we weren't getting paid, but we were getting things. So it was nice to get, you know, free concert tickets and to get backing from big major brands and driving around in nice cars and as a review, you know. So it was a lot of fun, but we had to put a lot of our own funding behind it. And so once we started having kids, it it got a little bit difficult to keep up with this free thing, you know? So that's, you know, why Purple People Media made sense.
Yeah.
We were essentially growing a media production company and we didn't even know it.
Yeah, but it's in, you know, the funny thing is I'm loving talking about the District Insider because it's like all of the relationships that we built, that we transferred into the major media company that we're doing now was off of just, you know, her being invited to events and people just falling in love with her writing and some of the feedback is just, you know, I go to the District Insider to know where to go for the upcoming weekend and all events because there was no source like that. You know, it was always, you know, when you learn of it, you buy a ticket, but there wasn't a conglomerate, a group of events that someone has put together. So it was definitely fun. And the relationships and the networking that we built specifically in like the DC area was just amazing. So, you know, I thank you, Miss Strong Black Lead, for leading that effort.
It was amazing. Met a lot of cool people, a lot of awesome creatives, wonderful small businesses. So yeah. So, but in the balance of what we're talking about is just, you know, our love story, right? Our love story was creative. So, you know, each year, I know for me, every time it's our wedding anniversary, you know, my go-to statement is, you know, happy anniversary, another successful year of creative love, because it's that type of thing where like I eat, sleep, everything I do, she knows, you know, it'll be 2 a.m. I'm like, yo, what do you think about this idea? Yo, what do you think about this idea? And Am I awake?
She'd be like, yeah. And like, you know, it's just those type of things and stuff like that just keeps us excited. And, you know, now that we have a family and, you know, our kids and, you know, we seeing our kids basically just excel in just different creative things that they love. You know, we're able to just, you know, collaborate. I call it collaboration more than mentorship, because, you know, I want to, you know, be able to say, okay, hey, my daughter's getting into this and this, and, you know, yo, that's hot. You know, like, how can I collaborate with you? You know, like collaboration with Jade Palmer or something like that. So, I think that's the key thing and stuff. But you got anything else you want to say about our, you know, love story?
I think that's it.
That's it?
It's still continuing.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
what you mean about that?
Wait a minute, not about kids. I'm just saying our love is continuing. Like,
yeah. I mean,
no more kids.
Yeah, but the thing also, like, as we were growing, like we were taking, you know, trips, like, you know, this person, I think back in the days it was Oyster.com was your go-to for like a travel site or hotels.
I mean, I've expanded. I mean, the internet has expanded. Like, hello.
Yeah, but I used to get like, and I told you, she's a writer, right? So when I say, do you want to go on a vacation? I get a book back of suggestions and links inside of an email and stuff like that, and I'm like, can you just pick? I can't go through like pages and pages of hotels and flight options and stuff like that, you know? Gosh. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna pick it anyway. So
yeah, true. But I mean, definitely, you know, full transparency with the pandemic, I'm just not interested in traveling, and it kind of sucks. I miss traveling, but I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, the vibe is not as there for a celebration right now.
But it'll come back. Yeah,
it's funny, you know, like you said, it's 2020, 2021. That's gonna be it.
And we did so much traveling before the pandemic was like a thing. Like, I still can't believe March was when everything shut down, but in January we went to Bahamas.
Yeah. I don't remember.
LA.
That's the thing.
We were just like, it was so many places, and I think that was necessary. Like, it was as if someone knew, like, girl, the world's about to shut down. I need you to book all these flights right now and go.
Yeah. We went to a lot of places and stuff. But that's the other thing that's keep going with the pandemic. I'm having problems. I'm like, when did we go to this and this? You know. And it was like 2019, you know, but the memory and like, you know, everything. And that's another reason why we're doing this podcast is because, you know, mental health is a big topic now with people, just being isolated from others, from family, from friends and stuff. So, I've been blessed to, have my family, in kind of like to 2020 isolation and stuff. And that's kind of like where we built this idea of like, doing this podcast, because just, I want to communicate better. And I say that freely because it's just like, when you're a family or a husband and a wife, sometimes your communication is just like, we out of milk. We are, where the bread at? What the heck? Like, where the sugar at? Or something like that. But like, being a creative and stuff, I think it's just, that creative conversations that we can have about just culture and this pandemic, unfortunately, forced more people to communicate better. Would you agree?
I would agree, yeah. I mean, because we're stuck in the house together, so we almost have to.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't want to, but just before we were ripping and running. I mean, we both work out of the house.
Yeah.
We were gone for most of the day. The kids were either in school or with, the nanny. And so when we do get home, at least when I got home, I have so much to do. I have to get, dinner and get the kids bathed and get them dressed for bed. By the time it's time for us to chat, I don't want to talk. I actually just want to scroll Instagram, maybe watch a show, and I definitely want to go to sleep. So then, we don't have the opportunity to really communicate. So the pandemic kind of forced us to like sit down and be quiet and also listen and talk a lot. It made us do a lot. And actually, yes, it was a terrible, terrible time for many people, but I'm so grateful. It gave me an opportunity to be with my kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I really got to know their personalities from being locked in with them. Like, I thought I knew my kids, but because I was gone most of the day, I really didn't get a chance to see them grow and develop into kind of who they are now. And they have completely different personalities. And it's just been amazing getting to know them and what they're into and what they're not into. And
Ava.
Ava is our 5-year-old and Jade is our 9-year-old, and they are two totally different people. It's crazy.
Coming soon. You'll get to see real talk with Jade and Ava. Coming soon. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's the thing about it. You got me choked up a little bit, because it's just like, that's the thing. We've seen so many people pass away in our family and just in society. So like, coming together, either you're gonna make it work or you guys are gonna break apart. And we've seen a lot of people break apart. We've seen a lot of people, and I mean, just articles and stuff like that, of people that just their internal brain, how they find their purpose. The smallest thing in their brain has been taken away, because they used to put that with big things, going out, being around a lot of crowds and stuff. And so isolation has shown us basically that, if you can't find the smallest thing of just communication, it's going to be really a struggle for a lot of people. So we want to do this to just authentically talk about how we're getting through it, and how we depend on each other for communication, because we need it. And I know for Instagram and stuff like that, the DMs that she sends me of all the funnies and all that stuff. Like,
if I want to laugh after work, I just scroll through Instagram. I mean, I think my algorithm is set up real good, because I don't really come across anything too crazy.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh, and then I can move on with my day.
Yeah, it's just, I think that, from every negative, there's a positive, and the amount of creative people that have utilized the social media tool is, I commend you guys and stuff. Cause
discovering so many small businesses, especially Black-owned businesses, like, oh my gosh, like, it's been amazing. I kind of can't wait to get outside, because I'm like, I'm ready to buy and visit these places and shops and restaurants.
It's definitely been amazing and stuff like that. But we just really want to inspire you guys. We just really want to have these type of conversations and stuff. For some of these, you might see a cup, because we might need coffee sometimes and stuff. But for this first one, we were pretty hyped and stuff like that. A lot of planning, a lot of mess ups.
Yes, you hear how quiet it is in here. You hear how quiet it is in here. there's no kids here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we are
So
doing
after
this.
this taping, I might just lay somewhere and not move because it's quiet.
Yeah. Your kids are with our with her mom right now. Grandma is, grandma's, probably like, sitting there trying to watch a show. She got the closed caption on, but like the kids basically are just probably loud as heck, running around like Tasmanian
They're
devils.
probably having fun.
And like she can't hear nothing of her show, but she's like reading those captions. That's all she's doing to actually say, you know what, I'm just focus. I know
She
them,
enjoys it.
But the funny thing is, especially with Ava, if all that loud sound and then you hear nothing from Ava, you like, Ava?
Yeah, no, if you don't hear Ava or see her run by, you need to go see what's going on.
Yeah.
Something's broke, spilt. I think, that happened recently, actually. She was really quiet in her playroom, which is fine. You're in your playroom. I know where you are, but it was just eerily quiet. I went in there. She, has a little kitchen in there. There's all this water in the sink. She's washing dishes in her little plastic sink. Yes. I was like, you're not supposed to do this.
She went to the kitchen, got
No,
water.
she went to the bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom.
Filled up a cup.
That makes sense.
It was a mess in there. So
You bought her a kitchen. If she would have cooked something good, that would have been. Hey,
she's washing dishes that aren't dirty.
Oh man, then Jade basically like she all about coding and
It's very techy.
Yeah, like I
which is great.
Yeah, I mean I'm so inspired by having my 10-year-old is just she's been virtual school most of this pandemic or the last year and a half.
Yeah.
But the one thing I didn't want to do is like I want to help my kids with education, and I know a lot of parents have had to step up and become teachers at home, and we all do that. We all have a schedule, but the one thing I just have seen from our 10-year-old is that she just tries, and then she loves to present, like drawings that she brings to us. We put it all in the fridge and in different areas. But just, from the tech side, she really is big into coding and actually this thing called Scratch that she's just putting all these different games together. But the thing that excites me the most is that without us having to, execute the plan, it was one day she was just sitting in her room and stuff, and she's with her on a virtual call with her cousin, and they're literally doing like a training session on all the tech stuff. And like I said, I'm just standing at the door watching, and they're like, no, you got to do this, you got to move this around and all that stuff. And that right there is just, amazing to see how they're adapting. They're isolated a little bit and stuff like that, but the youth refuses to just lay down and just say, I don't know what to do in life. And I think that's, the thing about humanity. Humanity, we're going to adapt, and we continue to just adapt throughout whatever is thrown at us and stuff like that. So we're throwing this podcast at you guys and stuff to just, authentically express inspiration and just motivation for whatever you're doing to just, stay strong in the mind, because I think that's key. So yeah, we're reaching our cap. So any closing statements that you want to say for this first podcast?
I'll say call a loved one. After this podcast, call someone you love, call someone you like. Just have a conversation, be vulnerable, be open. Yeah.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing because, as you're listening to this, to call a loved one. Call a loved one that you have not spoken to in a while to check up on them and stuff. So that's I really love that statement, Rasheen. So,
and I need to do that.
Yeah.
I think about people all the time. I'm like, oh, I wonder how this person's doing. I wonder how this person. I'll text. Yeah. Oh my God, I miss you. Like, and I really do. But I'm like, I need to actually pick up the phone.
Yeah.
So I say that to you all because it's something that I need to do.
Yeah. For what we give out is also when we watch this or listen to this is a challenge for us, and that is the the best things that we want to get out of this. We're going to learn from ourselves and also you guys and stuff like that as we do these. So we could talk all day, but we're trying to keep the podcast to like a maximum of like 30 minutes each
and
one.
We don't have kids in the house, so I do want to go relax before they come back.
All right. So that's the first episode. Once again, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Rasheen.
And this is the Purple Stories Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.